Good afternoon, everyone. Hello, I'm Gary, a senior lecturer from the Diploma of Aviation and Aviation Management. It's just started to rain where I am, so I hope the rain isn't dampening your spirits. It's a nice, cool day. Today, I'm here to actually talk to you about the three diplomas: Aviation Management, Aerospace Electronics, and Aerospace Engineering. Before we get started, let's play a little bit of a video for you. I know everybody is really concerned about aviation at this point in time. I mean, if I read the news myself, I would be concerned. It seems like aviation is stalled and we're not exactly having... Well, it's quite true. So I decided that, instead of talking about it, I will play a video to give you a reality check about what is happening right now. All right, so enjoy this video.
There were days where the flights, zero flights.
With thousands of planes grounded, aircraft engineers have their job cut out for them.
We are just like soldiers on the ground, guarding our planes.
In an exclusive look behind the scenes, Singapore Airlines,
We're going to check for microbes in the fuel tanks.
Philippine Airlines,
These are used to add weight to the aircraft.
and Malaysia's Air Asia
We are working day and night.
show you what it takes to protect grounded aircraft.
It's overwhelming. It's one of my toughest times in my life. We have our task cut out for us. It's surreal. It's beyond imagination. Everything is grounded.
This is what life on the tarmac once looked like. Nearly 100,000 flights taking off and landing every day, all around the world.
We were doing well. The aviation industry was actually booming.
Today, the World Health Organization officially announced that this is a global pandemic.
COVID-19 would change all that.
We will therefore impose significantly stricter measures.
Major airlines will ground flights. The crisis for airlines is deepening as more countries close their borders.
The coronavirus pandemic escalated into the worst crisis in aviation history. No matter the airport on the planet, planes started cramming in. Rows upon rows of aircraft, all with nowhere to go.
I don't feel good at all. Looking at these scenes, it's not a good view to have. It's made me sad. They are meant for flying, not sitting on the ground doing nothing here. So these are strange times, right? Not the usual buzz of activity, and you can almost just hear the sound of the wind. I can't imagine the words that I need to describe.
Most of the airlines across the world were cutting capacities to the tune of 80-90%. Effectively, you're looking at just a handful of aircraft taking off each day. Commercial passenger flights were all but decimated. Never before have we seen...
All right. So, the three gentlemen in the video shared that, hey, it's strange times. It was weird times, right? And the guy from Philippine Airlines also said, I just have no words. And honestly, I think that's how we feel. We feel the same way. These are strange times indeed. But, will aviation recover is the key question. So you've probably read some of these interesting flights, especially the Taiwanese. And they had China Airlines and EVA Air had a very interesting flights. I mean, they had flights for speed dating. They had flights for to go and see the moon during the Mid-Autumn Festival. And even in Singapore, we had the dining experience on board Singapore Airlines A380, and all these flights were sold out. SIA's dining on board sold out in half an hour. And to give you a little bit more, a little sense of how it's there's pent up demand. We look at China. Since they were the first to open up for travel domestically. 425 million traveled domestically during the Golden Week, and airports were packed. Second one that's nearer to us now was Thanksgiving. And you can see that US travel sets a pandemic era record. So people want to travel. People still do want to travel. So before to break up some of the monotony, and this is a quick question for the aircraft dining on the ground. What do you think powers the aircon, the entertainment units, and all the the pumps for the water while you are eating inside the aircraft? Is it we plug the electric cable into a socket, or is it the auxiliary power unit, or a battery that you can find inside the aircraft? So the answer is actually the auxiliary power unit, and I'm sure most of you know this answer because if you're here, you're probably a plane buff. One thing that's interesting that I found out was that the engine that powers that's the APU is actually the same engine that you find in the business jet. Okay, so that's how powerful that engine actually is. Yeah. So if you're wondering what exactly is a aerospace or aviation job, I found this video from Delta Airlines to be quite a good representative of what we do. The only thing is there's one caveat. You hear them say that, oh, they have unlimited flights to anywhere. That applies to some airlines, but not all airlines, okay? So I'm going to play this video for you. Please enjoy.
You get to test drive the planes?
Well, we get to taxi them to the hangar and back, but we leave the flight to the pilot. Delta does offer some of the best flight benefits, though, and we get to fly anywhere in the world for free if they have to.
Nice.
Yeah, want to check out the flight deck?
Yeah, of course. Wow, so much cool technology. You work on all of this?
Yep, every single part of the plane.
So besides getting to solve problems every day and work around these cool jets, what are some of the other things Delta people really like about this job?
Well, there's a huge sense of teamwork here, as we all feel we're part of a bigger mission flying millions of Delta passengers safely. It's a great culture, and it pays really well, which is awesome for a job you can really enjoy.
Yeah, sign me up. Well, thanks, Karen, for showing us around today. I had a blast. Are there any last words of advice? I mean, I know I've got some friends here who would really like to know more about being a Delta AMT. What should they do?
Really hit up the math and science classes. Those are really important. Shop or learning classes will be very helpful.
Okay, so there she's offering you some really good advice. Hit up the math and science. And honestly, math and science is something you can't avoid. So now this, if you ever wondered, what should I take? Aerospace engineering? Should I take aerospace electronics? Should I take aviation management? Well, I've got 3 videos for you, and to tell you what the jobs are like. So I'm going to start off with this video on aerospace engineering. Okay, aerospace engineering, and I'm going to play this for you so that it gives you an idea what it is like when you graduate with an aerospace engineering diploma. All right, enjoy.
Oh, this is so big.
It's huge.
Wow. Wow. Why Singapore's the first place?
Storage tall at the tail. Almost 18 meters from wingtips to wingtips, they provide flight control and enough lift to carry the fuel surge plus the force charged engine.
What? Janice?
Where are we?
Wait, who are you?
Who are you guys? I'm Miss Wandi from SC Aerospace. I work here.
We were in some kind of storm, and was that the documentary?
I think so.
Wait, how do you guys make sure these engines still work after going through such crazy weather?
Every engine, as well as these engines, have to go through a mandatory schedule check to make sure they are actually fit to fly. So as licensed aircraft engineers, it's our job to make sure we highlight any defects, rectify them, and certify it fit to fly. Of course, we're actually working with a group of technicians, aircraft technicians, to make sure they actually maintain the aircraft properly.
Wow, that's a huge responsibility. Yeah. So what other things do you do?
Yeah, I was an aircraft technician and a licensed aircraft engineer for over 10 years. And now currently I'm a senior technical instructor for SC Aerospace. My job is actually to groom the next generation of aircraft technicians as well as aircraft engineers.
So, are you the one who maintains the plane?
Yes, I'm the one who maintains the plane. Every time the aircraft come in for scheduled maintenance, I'll be the one maintaining the plane. Other than that, I'll be ensuring the safety of the hangar is safe enough for the plane to come in for maintenance.
Right, it's awesome. So which part of the plane do you work on?
I'm a mechanical technician, so usually I work on the structure on the engine side.
Right. You know, you have an extremely cool job working with all these planes here. Do you like your job?
Of course, I love my job. It has been a dream come true. Yeah, so after coming here, I realized that this job is a hands-on job, and I really like hands-on job. Therefore, I choose this industry.
So what's the difference between planes back then and nowadays?
Nowadays, the technology gets more advanced. It gets better. So because for our job, there's a huge responsibility because life lies in our hands. So we need to make sure that we do our job well to ensure that the aircraft is safe for flying.
Okay, so you guys just wait here. Hold on, huh? I'm going to do something. If you want to find out more about careers in aviation, visit careers.heartofaviation.sg.
All right. Swee Kyung, we will get to your answer later on during the Q&A, okay? So thanks for your question. So you just heard from the engineer, and he said one very important thing. He said, we are here for safety. We make sure everything is safe and there are lives on our hands. And he also said one very thing. He loves his job. I can tell you safely, I love my job. And I think any one of us in aviation, we generally do love our jobs. You know, it's a job that brings a lot of satisfaction. So what is aerospace electronics? So you heard that aerospace engineering is a very hands-on job, and you saw that they handle the engines and the exterior of the aircraft. So aerospace electronics, on the other hand, handles the electronics, literally the avionics. And I'm going to play this video for you right now. Notice how high-tech the interior of the aircraft is now. The dials are all digital. Okay, so if you see the video and versus what you have watched on movies, movies always show you, wow, we have this huge room in the aircraft where all the computer servers are found. Okay, that's only in the movies, okay? Space is a premium in aircraft. And if you saw how little space there was when she went down into the, where all the avionic components are underneath the cockpit, that gives you an idea of how small spaces can be. Okay, so you must enjoy being in a little bit of small spaces and being able to handle all the electronics if you're interested in aerospace electronics, okay? And now the last one is the diploma I'm from, the Aviation Management Diploma. So this, we do mainly operations and management. And this video shows you just a little bit of what we can do. But it gives you a good idea because we are generally more customer facing. Yeah, so this is a good video. It's a bit funny, but it's good. Enjoy.
Hello, don't close yet. We still need to check in. Hi, good afternoon, sir, ma'am. May I have your passport, please?
Yes. Hold on. Here you go.
Thank you.
So can I have your baggage, please,
Oh,
on the belt?
of course.
Sorry, sir, your bag exceeded 3 kg. Is it okay? Can we pack it?
What? Did I tell you to buy excess package already? You idiot one like you. Settle. Stop like that one.
Much lighter now.
Okay, thank you. I'm sorry, sir. Your sittings are not together because the flight is full.
Oh no. We need to sit together.
Yeah. I need to be next to her in flight so that I can massage her face. Otherwise, her Botox won't settle in.
Can you just give me a while? I'll make a call for you.
Hey,
Don't worry, baby.
It's like that one always travel you very troublesome one. Hey, you're messing my hair. Stop.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So I've seated both of you together. Okay, so to ensure your name is correct, so today gate will be F54, and let me escort you to the gate.
Thank you.
Not bad. So, do you only work at this counter?
No, I do check-in counters and gate duties. So for check-in counters, basically is for passport and visa checks. And for gate duties, mainly liaising with the cabin crew and my officer to run the flight on time.
Oh, how do you stay so positive all the time?
Smile. Smiling makes me feel good.
Have you met other famous people? I mean, of course, other than us lah.
The King of Bhutan.
Oh, the King of Bhutan. I mean, we're good friends with him, right? We just had tea with him last week.
did?
Yes.
Really? And I think you should run for your flight.
Oh yeah,
You're
oh,
late for
go
your flight.
Wait. One without me.
Yes, I will. I'll find a Thai boy that looks just like you. Wait, you have my bag.
Wow. I can't believe we made it in time.
I wonder how we're still able to take off on time despite our delays.
Would you like to find out?
Yes, please. Beam us up, Scotty. Hey, Scotty.
I'm not Scotty. Scotty is on leave today. I'm Pauline.
Oh, so Pauline, what do you do?
I'm an air traffic control officer, providing air traffic services to aircraft in the Singapore Flight Information region.
So, the plane that we are on, are you in charge of taking off?
No, that was handled by my colleague who's stationed at the Changi Control Tower. They handle aircraft departing and arriving into Singapore Changi Airport. Over here, at the Singapore Air Traffic Control Center, we control aircraft in the terminal airspace within 40 nautical miles radius from Changi Airport.
Oh, you manage so many airplanes. Isn't that difficult?
That's just part of the job. We work in teams and we have different areas of responsibilities.
Sounds very stressful. How do you handle it?
Air traffic control is very dynamic. No situation is exactly the same. It's very challenging, and I get great sense of satisfaction when I bring people back home to their loved ones safely.
Thanks, Pauline. Bye-bye. If you want to find out more about careers in aviation, visit heartofaviation.sg.
So if you're interested in air traffic control, Pauline, by the way, was my classmate in university. And you can come and speak to myself or speak to Irene at the open house. We are more than happy to tell you more about air traffic control. Yeah. And if you hear all three of the videos, they keep telling you safety, safety, safety. And that is paramount in the aviation industry, okay? So besides dragging you out to study and to make you study even more, we do actually have other things for you to do. You know, we will bring you for visits to visit maybe industry or even go overseas. Every year we have a trip to Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University in the US. And unfortunately, last year was the exception because we couldn't go due to the COVID situation. But we generally have trips to quite a lot of places, and we also have trips for you to go and do some social work if that's something that interests you. Yeah, if you look at the bottom left slide, it's you know, we have sporting activities, and sometimes we even get the alumni to come back to join us for the sports activities so that we can all get to know each other better. These are some of the internship companies that we have. Naturally, for aerospace engineering and aerospace electronics, we have the big names like Collins Aerospace, Thales, ST Engineering, SIA Engineering, Airbus, Panasonic Avionics. Just as a fun fact, a lot of your avionics, the videos, the movies that you watch in the plane are actually supplied by either Panasonic or Thales. Yeah. So we also, on the aviation management side, naturally Changi Airport Group is our big client or big internship taker. SATS, CAAS, Singapore Airlines. We also have overseas internships for you in Osaka and in Cambodia through the Vansi Airports Group. We also, not only local airlines, we also partner with Cathay Pacific, Qatar Airways. Yeah, so there's always something there for you if you're interested. And yeah, don't be shy to ask us if you have a very strong interest. After you graduate, most of you would go on to do your further studies, and you can do it in the 7 local universities that we have featured here. But you are not constrained to these 7 universities. There are very good universities overseas as well for aviation. For example, University of New South Wales in Australia, Loughborough in the UK, Embry-Riddle in the US. Many schools. So don't worry too much about further education. So the key question here is, why choose aerospace electronics or aerospace engineering? And the answer is basically TP. We were the first polytechnic approved by the CAAS, the Civil Aviation Authority of Singapore, to be a SAR 147 approved maintenance training organization. Okay, and throughout your 3 years here with us, we will make sure that you have good quality practical skills training in aircraft maintenance practices with our partner, the Lufthansa Technical Training. Okay, Lufthansa Technical Training. If you're in aerospace electronics, you will have a lot of hands-on time with the avionics. If you're in aerospace engineering, you will have a lot of time with the engines. Okay, and on top of that, if you're interested in flying and you get selected by the Singapore Youth Flying Club, you will also have 1 semester of attachment to get your private pilot's license. And then what about aviation management? Why choose aviation management? Again, we are the first aviation management diploma in Asia, not only in Singapore. We are the only diploma in Singapore which incorporates a 12-month flying program that leads to a private pilot license. Same with the Republic of Singapore Youth Flying Club. And we also give you a lot of opportunities, as I mentioned earlier, with internship. Now, some of you may ask me, oh, yeah, we also have these programs in other polytechnics. So why Temasek Poly? Why TP? I think TP, we have a few unique advantages. One is our location. No other polytechnic has the beautiful reservoir just next to it. And secondly, I think a lot of us in TP, we care. We really care for you and we care for our students. So yeah, do consider Temasek Poly. Consider us. So please, if you have questions, please hold on for a minute. I'm going to hand you over to my colleague, Dr. Ho, from the Common Engineering Program. And after that, there will be a Q&A session where we will answer all your questions. Please don't be shy to ask more questions. You can type it all in whatever streaming platform you're watching us from Facebook, YouTube. We will have all the questions answered in the Q&A session, okay? So just ask, okay? We are not shy to answer your questions. All right, thank you for your time for today. Thank you for spending the good 20 over minutes with me. I'll hand you over to Dr. Ho right now. Thank you. Bye.
Hello. You have just seen a couple of engineering courses that Temasek Poly can offer you. What do you think? Have you figured out the course you're looking for? Yes? That's great. Or maybe you have not and you need more time. Well, I'm going to share with you something for you to consider. The Common Engineering Program. First, let's hear from a student who has benefited from the program.
I wanted to pursue an engineering diploma from Temasek Polytechnic. I did not know what I wanted to choose from. I decided to join the Common Engineering Program, which allows me to get a feel of other diploma courses and to make an informed choice. And I'm glad that I didn't regret what I chose back then. I'm Alvin, a Year 2 student from Biomedical Engineering. We learn basic engineering concept and skills like circuit analysis, soldering, and even programming as well. I also have an opportunity to attend a Common Engineering program streaming talk. Different course chairs will present their diplomas, their career prospects as well, what to expect after we join them. Even though you'll be streaming in different semesters, I will be still graduating same as my peers that join the course directly, because we undertake the same modules in our year 1 all the way to year 3.
As you have heard from Alvin, he has made an informed choice after joining the Common Engineering program. You can see that these are the diploma choices you can make in the Common Engineering program, and students in Common Engineering program will participate in course selection exercise in SEM 1 and SEM 2. And if they are successful in their selection, they will join the diploma in SEM 2 or year 2 depending on the diploma course. Do note that course streaming is based on students' choice and is by merit, meaning to say, we will look at your semester 1 poly results and no longer your O-level aggregates. I want to leave you with this key takeaway about Common Engineering program. It's meant for anyone who are not sure which engineering course to pursue, and you may need more time to consider. Do join us first, then decide later in SEM 1 or SEM 2. Now, the most valuable part about joining Common Engineering program is that we don't just leave you alone to think about the course. We will organize course talks, inviting course team from various diploma to share with you about their course. We will also organize diploma workshops to let you have some hands-on feel about the course. Other than course talks and diploma workshops, we will equip you with a decision-making tool which was designed by our school's career guidance team. The tool will serve to provide you a reference on which course that suits you most. In short, we want to make sure you make an informed decision of your course. Another thing I want to share with you is that Common Engineering will give you a chance to pursue a dream course. For example, some students may have missed the cutoff point for their dream course. They join Common Engineering program, work doubly hard to achieve good result in SEM 1, then pick the dream course during the streaming exercise, and finally got what they want. Regardless of the reason of joining Common Engineering program, you will graduate at the same time as anyone who joined the diploma course direct at SEM 1, meaning standard 3 years course and no extra year needed. So far, you have not heard me talk about any diploma course in specific, but instead, I have shared with you how Common Engineering program works to your benefit by giving you more time to think about the course you want to pursue. I do encourage you to check out our website to find out more about the program that we have offered. With that, very best to your next stage of learning journey, and I shall now open up for Q&A.
Hi everyone, thank you for joining us this evening. My name is Abbas Ismail. I'm the course chair of Diploma in Aviation Management, and my colleague Dr. Ho Peng Ching is the course chair for Common Engineering Program. We have one question earlier posted by Si Kuang. Thank you very much for the question earlier and for your patience waiting for the Q&A. You're asking for aviation management on EAE application. I hope that you're asking for next year intake because this year intake has been processed last year, and the student for EAE has been informed, and they will join us coming semester, the new semester in April. So for the coming, the intake for next year, normally the application will start between June, July, and the result be posted around in August. So your question is that what kind of portfolio that you need to submit? Portfolio meaning to see to what we are looking at is evidence that you take activities related to what you apply for. For example, if you interested in aviation management, if you follow our program throughout the year, some school organize learning journey related to aviation, and sometimes you also take part in program that organized by CAAS. So these are all the evidence in your activities you can provide to us so that to support your application. And you also can provide evidence of your leadership like CCA record. So these are what we call portfolio. And the next question you asked about the write-up, I think not to worry about the details, but what we are looking at for the write-up is to see how passionate for you in this course, how you started, how getting interest in aviation. So these are the question or write-up we want to see. Thank you for the question.
Well,
okay,
yeah. Wait, Baba.
There's another question. Yeah, how can we contact people relating to? Okay, I think you can still go to our open house website where we have school engineering. There's a different website on the aviation management and even different diploma in school of engineering. So you can still use the TP open house website for 2021.
And look out in the website, there is a small little icon, e-consultation. Click on the icon and you'll be able to speak to a staff for that diploma and they will assist you with whatever question that you have. Right?
Okay, Mr. Zell is asking about internship. I think his next chat will be asking for AMS. Okay, for internship, we have a lot of opportunity internship placement in aviation sector and non-aviation sector. So students have ample opportunity to choose companies that been offered the internship placement to us. But it depend on the semester, and normally we'll try to process the internship application way ahead of the scheduled semester, and student will be briefed on internship application and process, and even the companies that offer us internship. So basically that we have what we earlier my colleague mentioned about internship with Singapore Airlines, CAG, CAS, then for Qatar's Airways, Cathay Pacific, and we also have non-aviation companies that offer us internship so that our students can expose to other areas in the industry. Okay, the question Gerald asking about question on 12-month flying program. Okay, basically the why we call it 12 months, because the first 6 months of the training is the process where we send student internship with Singapore Youth Flying Club, where they will train and fly and obtain the PPL. And after the 6 months, student will come back and choose an option in aeronautical option, where they will continue with subject related to for them to enhance their skill and knowledge in getting full qualification or help them to in their flying career in future. So basically that's how we program them for 12 months. And flying program only selected. Okay, for flying program, we allow any student to apply. But of course, the criteria selection process will be determined by our partner, that is the Singapore Youth Flying Club. because they will eventually be the one to train and provide with the necessary skill and training, and they will the one that actually award the student with PPL. So if you want to know about this, then you probably need to look up the website for Singapore Youth Flying Club, or maybe you will have a chat with our staff during the session with us later.
All right, thank you for all the questions. Keep them coming. Yep. Will it be harder to join common engineering program if you were not to apply for EAE or just choose the course based on the O-level marks? Well, these are options open up to you, right? So as I want to mention to you, it's more of your passion. For example, if you're passionate in engineering, then not sure which particular course, you can now, if the EAE is open, you can be prepared to go into EAE first. Okay, that's provided. That's EAE is before you take the O levels. All right. So you're passionate about that, then do go ahead with the EAE first. And then if not, then you still have a second chance after you take your O level, you can still apply for a common engineering program. Now, to apply for the EAE, of course, you must be, you know, the same thing. You have about 600 words right up, and then you have to show passion, all right, in the what you call the engineering field. All right, then we'll recruit you. We'll look at it and then review it, and then for your EAE application. All right. All right. Very good question. Keep them coming. All right. So far, I think I just want to maybe take some time to fill up with some of the history of Temasek Poly. If you are not aware of it, well, never mind. Temasek Poly was set up in 1990. We are 30 years in business. All right. Back then, we only have 734 students. But today, all right, in 2021, we have more than 14,000 students in our campus. All right, so that is how big we have grown over the 30 years. We are 30 years into business, and one of the very nice thing is at our backyard, we have a beautiful Bedok Reservoir. All right, so these are something other than, you know, the courses or what, the environment that you should enjoy a lot more. The reservoir is just behind us, a lot of trees, greeneries, beautiful backyard. All right. So I think there was in aviation, what you call this cluster, an aerospace cluster. Just now you hear our colleague talk about CAS certified courses like aerospace engineering, aerospace electronics. Abbas, you may want to share about, you know, a little bit on what is CAS, you know, certified curriculum, you know, for for our viewers here.
Okay, I think yes, thank you, Penching, for that introduction. What's the difference between? I think some of you may ask, why choose Temasek Poly? Why choose aerospace engineering or aerospace electronic, even AMS? I think first I would like to say that we have a training center in Temasek Poly, what we call Temasek Aviation Academy. And it's quite unique because that's where the place that we bring every one student, and we provide them with the good facilities. And these facilities also including our partners that we the Lufthansa Technical Training, and they are certified, and together with us, we are given the what we call certification SAR 147. And this SAR 147 is requirement to conduct certain aspect of technical training, hands-on training for the student to acquire skill and knowledge to do aircraft maintaining, including either the engine, the frame, or the if you are joining the aerospace electronic, you look at the interior, the software, the avionics of the aircraft. So that's the training being provided and being certified. So basically, if you are trained under TP, some of hours are considered counted as your so-called your training to lead you to what we call licensed aircraft engineer. So that's the advantage of having this certified training in TP and recognized by CAAS. So that probably help to some of you may want to consider having your study in TP. I think we have some question coming in.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Does SIT or NTU accept a diploma aviation for admission into aerospace engineering program? Okay. I think for SIT, we have diploma, the degree program for aviation student directly. So our aviation management student in in TP will be able to get into SIT degree in aviation air transport. And for NTU, they have aerospace engineering. So if you consider joining aerospace engineering in the university, I think the best diploma that you should consider either as aerospace engineering or aerospace electronic, because whatever you train here, skill and knowledge, that be useful and help you in your pursuit of degree in the university. And some of the program subject get some exemption, so you need to look out of this. So the short answer to the question is that for aviation management, the student are equipped skill in NTU, but in the business area, not in aerospace engineering area. So it's quite straightforward on that area. Okay, this question asking about specific what you see in portfolio for aerospace, EAE for aero engineering. I think for here, one of the criteria, and we have seen that student in secondary school, they actually join the youth flying club, aero modeling, and that's where they actually learn about aerodynamic structure. So that would be useful to indicate that they really have passion. And some may show us the drone flying, drone making. So these are ways to see that as a part of your portfolio, to show us that you have passion in this area.
Hey Abbas, something interesting I want to ask you.
Sure, thinking.
How can you share with us your experience as a parent, where your kids are,
okay.
you know?
Maybe I some time to explain. As a parent, I have my kids in fortunately in both program in aviation management. In fact, there's two of my children have completed aviation management program, and two also one completed and one is still in aerospace electronic. I think I believe the program is very useful for them and they enjoy very much. I think most importantly is that what they have learned in the curriculum. And I think in the earlier speaker, we mentioned, Gary said that the lecturers, TP, is very caring institution for students to join. I think that's a key plus point for everyone to know that VTP is somehow like a big family, and we really have family in the TP, and that's the reason why my children joined TP. So we love the environment. Of course, we have what Benji mentioned, big reservoir for us, good view, and of course, it's closer to the airport, and that's advantage for those flying buff, those interested in aviation areas. And we also quite close to Seletar Airport for aerospace industry. I think the question asking about TP Aerospace electro program better than I will not say that which is better, but I think the question what we should focus on the quality of the program and the value of the program that it offer, especially when we mention about LTT, Lufthansa Training Technical. Okay, we are SAR 147, meaning our training program been recognized, certified, audited, and our students are given the right training, the right program, the right skill, of course with the right instructor. So these are all the advantage of having training in Temasek Poly with either aerospace electronic or aerospace engineering. Hope that will answer the question.
Let me add on a little bit to the differences that we make between our institution and the rest. Okay, first of all, we differentiate ourselves. We have a big reservoir behind us. But more important than that is our curriculum. We are targeting at helping students transit from a secondary school or a school level into poly. All right. So we think that this is a very, very big transition. All right. In our curriculum, we want to take care of the student to help them make this or cope with this transition. So we have, in other of our engineering talks, we talk about our curriculum. We have learning support program, like tuition, to help them adjust to our curriculum here. We have free access lab, and also we have our very good care culture where our class, we call it care group. All right. The form teacher, as what you know in your secondary school, we call it care person. When we carry ourselves this care culture because we believe that we need to take good care of the student as they transit into our poly education. So this is the other soft side of the curriculum that I just want to highlight to add on to the question about the differences. All right, I hope that is something that for you to consider or speak to your friend. Yep.
I think we have another question from Mr. Baraj asking whether aerospace electronic or aerospace engineering better if he's interested as airline pilot. Okay, for airline pilot, whether you are aerospace electronic engineering or even aviation management, all the three program offer flying program for a start. Start meaning that's indication that you have the competency, you have the attitude for flying for start. So, but then you need more further training to be qualified as airline pilot. So I will say that any of our program, aerospace, electronic engineering, aviation management, will give you the stepping stone to become a pilot to start off. And for a start, you hopefully that get selected in the flying program and you obtain your PPL during the course of your 3-year study in Temasek Poly. That's for start. But to be airline pilot, you need to continue pursuing your dream in flying with respective airline. In our context, probably we have only Singapore Airlines that offer the training program to become commercial pilot. Otherwise, you have to go on your own, taking private flying program to obtain your airline pilot license. Okay, I hope that will answer the question. Okay, this question, I'm sure if the student is already a member of Singapore Youth Flying Club, and in school, they encourage students to join a club, and one of that is Singapore Youth Flying College Aero Marine Club. So of course, if you have been in the club and you apply either, we are talking about EAE program, so you high chances that we select you for our EAE program because you have the portfolio of a member of Youth Flying, because that is a way to show that there's a passion in you in aviation. Then when you are in the program, then you can continue your pursuing your flying by taking the subject seriously, and during your internship, then you will choose your flying option and you continue from that for your period of 12 months, including the completion of the another semester of curriculum to obtain other knowledge in commercial pilot. Thank you, Gerald, for your question.
All right, looks like we have this last question in our queue already, and we due to our time schedule of our webinar, I think we have to close this webinar soon. Thank you for all the questions, and these are very, very good questions. Do you have any further question? All right, two things you can do. First, go to our TP website, our open house website. All right, check out all the courses that you're interested in. And at the end of every page, you can see a little icon called the e-consultation. Click on it and you can speak to the staff who is able to assist you. Or, number two, download the TP Open House 2021 mobile apps into a handphone. Check out and discover all the campus live tour, courses, activities, CCAs, games, anything. Very vibrant, website. So please go ahead and download this what we call apps in your handphone. Find out more. All right. With that, I think we have to close this webinar, and thank you so much for your attention. All right. I wish you all the best in your learning journey. All right.
Thank you very much. See you in TP next year.
Yes. Bye. This year, next intake. Yeah, next intake. Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye.